Good afternoon. Welcome to the first webinar for quite a while by me. Those of you that aren't familiar with me, I'm sure all of you are, but those of you that are going to be watching at a later time, I previously was running bullish trading, and it's going to be a very similar concept. And I'm going to explain in this webinar, first of all, why I've made the changes I have, the reasons for that, and really most importantly, why Forexample trading is going to be better than anything I've done before. All right, the ethos behind it, and those of you that have followed me for some time will know that my main aim is to bring traders together, so people that are capable traders and can all bring some value to the table. That's whether you're beginner or experienced. You know, beginners coming in have got they're looking at things through different eyes as well. So both experienced and beginner traders can benefit from each other. I've seen it for many years, and you shouldn't dismiss anything that someone's got to input. And that's the whole point of this trading community, is to bring like-minded traders together with the benefit of having education and support and everything else that goes with what I'm offering here. Now, I'll quickly run through. First of all, can everyone see and hear me? You should be able to see my screen. I'll see the screen. They should be able to see me as well, hopefully. And I just want, if you could, by way of just sending a yes or no, if it's a no, but if you could send a yes into the questions box just to let me know that you can see and hear me. Okay, perfect. Thanks, Andy. Everyone else there awake? Andy's replied there. I can see there's probably going to be a few more people joining us as we go on. But we'll let them come as they do. Ola, Jason, Colin, Carwin, and the rest of you, can you all see and hear my screen? Yeah, okay. Nice to see you, Ola. It's been a long time. Ola, so you know, it was one of my very first clients and has been with me the whole way. And that loyalty means a lot to me. You know, the fact that you guys are still watching what I'm doing. I've had a fair bit of time off, but in that time I've had time to think, assess things, really look at what I think is missing from the industry. And I think now that the binary side of it is done and dusted pretty much, anyone that's still trading binary needs their head read, you know, after everything that's happened. But the point is that the problematic or scam auto traders and the way the manipulation of the traffic on YouTube and everything, it's still there, but it isn't what people are falling into the trap. You know, there's lots of other scams going on, ICO scams and stuff like that. But the point is that for us and what we're doing here, we shouldn't be affected by that. And the whole point is that you come into this community, you come in as a beginner, maybe not knowing how to trade at all, and with some guidance, some education, you're going to get to a point where you really know what you're doing with your trade. So throughout this webinar, I'm going to show you a few things. First of all, I'm going to show you what Forexample is and what we're going to offer. And it's still going to be the same concept in terms of live trades, real-time opportunities, sharing of information in real time. That's going to be done via, for the moment anyway, still going to be via the Telegram channel. But I'm also going to have set up, you may have seen some sample signals that I sent earlier. I'm going to go through how they're going to be sent, and they will be trades that I'm placing, and they automatically update now. Okay, so as soon as I used to have to do it all manually, now I don't have to do that. When I place a trade, all right, it enters it and it sends it. Okay, it sends it through Twitter currently, but I will be sending those feeds through the Telegram channel as well. Those of you that aren't involved in that, this is the Telegram channel here that you can see, and this was the signal that I sent earlier. If I can get this into some kind of viewable format. Oh dear. Yeah, so this was the signal that I sent earlier. You can see the format it's in. Can everyone see this? Yeah, can see the format it's in. So what it does, it updates the link every time I make a change to the trade. So if I change the stop loss, if I close the trade, any amendments to that trade, it updates this link, and you'll be able to see this is how the signal comes out. Ooh, this is how the signal is sent out. All right, so you'll get a link that looks like this. Now, this was just a sample of the signal, but you can see it's very detailed. and I moved the stop loss to break even. Now, someone picked up on that earlier and said, what does break even mean? Simply means I've moved the stop loss level from here to our entry level. So that trade cannot lose. Whatever happens, we're not going to lose money on that trade. And you should put your stop loss into a position where your trades can't lose as quickly as possible, you know, as soon as they're in the money, really, within reason, because the trades are going to be fluctuating. But as soon as you can feasibly do that, then you should be doing that so you're avoiding loss. It's a little tip that just will start to secure your profit quicker. All right, and then I've closed it at 33% the size of the trades. And the reason I did close it at that level was because I had to prepare for this. I didn't want to close it because if we look at the let me just open this up so you can see it. Yeah, so if we look at the chart now, it is heading very nicely towards that take profit point. This is a 30-minute chart. This is how I'll have my chart set up to generate the signals, okay? And I'll go through the analysis. These moving averages are on different parameters, and I've been testing this, and this seems to be the best format to send the signals in. They seem to be the most reliable signals when I'm doing the analysis or using this strategy. So that's what I'm going to be following on. It can be on various pairs, but they'll be on 30-minute charts. So you've got a good opportunity to see good profit. I mean, had I left this running, I did exit it because I didn't want to have to keep an eye on that and do this as well. But you can see where it is now. We would have been well over. I placed a 0.5 lot size on this, so I would have been well over 100 quid in profit by now on this trade. So there you go. So this is the sort of thing that the signals are going to be comprised of. Does that make sense to everyone? Can I make sure as we're going through this, I'm getting feedback to everyone. I know that it's making sense to everyone. So just as I say, does that make sense to everyone? If everyone could just say yes or no, and I'll ask any questions as we go along, that would be great. So hopefully the signals, the format, the way they'll be sent via Telegram, Twitter, which you can see here, updates automatically. So it tells you every time I make a change to this. If you're not following my Twitter page, then do start following it. All right, but there will be a paid service as well as we go forward. Those of you, so you know, those of you that have already paid for the service, and those of you that are on this webinar now will get everything that I do in June for free. Okay, I'm not going to charge for anything, and throughout that time, my signals will be going out through Twitter, so they will be public. All right, I want everyone to see the quality of them. I've been testing them for some time now, and they are really good. All right, I was struggling a bit, and I think I just wasn't putting enough time into it, and my heart had gone out of it a bit, if I'm honest, and I needed a break. So I did that. I've reassessed what needs doing, and now we've got various different social media outlets, so everyone can have a piece of this. All right, whether you're paying for the service, which will include the trading community and everyone in it, and the education, which are going to start running a course up until the launch, which will be available for June. But if you don't get, or you're not able to see the broadcast through June, those tutorials, which will be in segments, and I'm going to be putting those out on a daily basis. But if you're unable to see them, then they will be chargeable past that point. Andy, you lost me. Oh, okay, did you all lose me for a bit? Did we go off for a moment there? Can everyone see and hear me now? No? Colin, Andy, what do you mean you lost me after? Oh, yeah, okay. Okay, some of you did lose me. What I was saying, Andy, and for everyone else, those of you that are already members, okay, will get the service. It will continue. Yeah, the service will continue as before. Okay, I'm not going to start charging you more money at this stage. As we go forward, inevitably, I will have to charge for the service, but hopefully you'll see the benefit by then. And certainly, you know, being included in the community will be well worth the money that you're spending. But we're not at that stage yet. I want to make sure that you're really experiencing this service for what it is. The products and services I'm going to be putting out throughout June, and then we'll look at having an official launch at the start of July, where you can get involved and you'll be able to subscribe. Okay, it's not going to be break the bank money, but I need to make sure that I can continue the service as before, or you know, as it is, Otherwise, there's no point. There's nothing in it for me. So we'll do that, but we'll come to that as we go forward. For the time being, the signals will be going out. You'll get the benefit of those. But also, I'm going to go through the different social media outlets. Quite gutted I exited this trade now, but there you go. All right. So can I just, by way of yes or no, those of you that are new, brand new, have not seen what I do before, could you just say yes? Could you just put yes into the questions box if you are brand new? I recognize most of the names, to be honest, but the service is going to be comprised of a live signal service. It will be comprised of live webinars and tutorials, education as well as that community which you can all come and, you know, it's a chat arena, you know, all be part of and share ideas and so on. Any of you not been a member with me or followed me before? I think all of you have at some point. Okay. Right, so let's have a look. So initially, the education, everyone I hope is subscribed to the YouTube channel. I'm going to put some links out just so you can, if you haven't already. Is everyone here subscribed to the YouTube channel? If not, please click that link because that's where my live broadcast will still be transmitted. And anyone that's not subscribed to the Twitter channel, get account set up because you're going to get a lot of signals coming through here. All right, you can see how they come through, and as I say, it will just come through and you'll be able to open this and it updates the that's the signal there, and it updates that as I make any changes or close it. Okay, so live signals with live updates as well on the Twitter feed, and then the Facebook page. If you're not following us on Facebook, then do that as well, because again, it's another way to communicate directly with me. All right, and we also have an Instagram page, which you can see here. This was a link to the webinar. So we've got lots of different outlets, lots of ways in which you can follow us and what we're doing. Okay, so just make sure that you're following all of those. And of course the Telegram group. Now this chat arena here is the paid chat arena. The one that you see, the one that you see here is the free one. Okay, so what I've done is put the link here to the different social media outlets at the top. But you can get involved in this as well, and I'm just going to grab the link. So anyone that's not part of this already, are you all already members of the Telegram group? Because this allows you to get everything we do on a mobile device. That's the purpose of it. I don't want to confuse things, but Twitter does the same thing, but it comprises the trading arena, all right, and the paid chat arena, the paid community, if you like, where you can come and trade with the other members. All right, so there's that as well, and that just needs installing on a mobile, and you can access it. Sorry about this. I'm just trying to open. Just trying to open this up a bit so I can see what I'm sending. There you go. Has everyone got those? Has everyone got all those links and subscribed? Hopefully you have. Everyone's still following me? Anyone got any questions at this stage? Hi Claire, nice to see you. Has anyone got any questions at this stage? Anything that anyone wants to ask? Because the thing about what I'm doing now, its value is going to be very much dictated by the people in it, including myself. Okay, so I want everyone that's in here to have something to bring to the table. Now I'm working on a course which I'm going to start rolling out, and that's going to take people from beginner stage to a stage where they are adequate traders. Yeah, Jason. Yeah, very good, Jason. You know, if you're talking about profitable trades, I'm sitting up around 75, 80%. I put that down to, I don't know, I put it down to, I was thinking it could be an element of luck there, and I just happened to really strike on something that works. The parameters behind this strategy, this analysis, I won't release. All right, not yet anyway. Ola, yeah, please do. Yeah, you can Skype me if you have my Skype. But you can see, you know, I've picked this up at a perfect time. This is just an example of the sort of trades that I've been placing. So the success rate is very high. All right, but you shouldn't be dependent on this. What I want people to do is to be coming in, working with each other. And so those of you that are more experienced, you'll meet them as you come into the group, the likes of Jeremy, Simon, Jason, yourself as well included in that, Mark, Michael. There's a whole load of you that have been loyal to that trading arena, and I want to pay that loyalty back by introducing more value to it in way of not only with the signals, but in way of other traders as well, by new traders. Because if we bring new traders in, people that often they want to trade, they're aspiring, I'm going to make sure that there is no unwanted members in that group. So I don't want people coming in telling other people how to trade, and you know, potentially marketing other products as well, and just coming in to try and take advantage of that group. If that goes on, please contact me. You can private message me in Telegram. There's loads of ways to contact me. Please do tell me though if you see any of that going on. I'll be keeping an eye on it, obviously, but when things get busy, it's more difficult to police it. So if you see anyone coming in there, dropping links in there, trying to market other products, or they contact you directly, then please tell me. All right, I want to keep this service of value, and anyone that's doing that is going to diminish the value in this trading community. So it is just as much about you as it is about me and what we're putting into it collectively, and it should be like that. Okay, we should be trading together collaboratively, as the slogan goes. The website at the moment, I'll just show you, it's just this page. All right, it's being built, and it will be ready for the July launch, and then there'll be we'll be working on it, but ultimately everyone will be able to have a members area in there, and do everything from inside the website. But that's a little way off. For the time being, it will just be via the Telegram group, the Twitter feed, YouTube channel, and of course the live webinars that I'll be transmitting. The other thing that I want to start doing, and maybe some feedback on this would be good, is interactive webinars. So this webinar is one way. All right, it's me transmitting information to you, and I want that to change so that it's more like a meeting, yeah, more like a seminar, in that everyone can come in, they can ask questions, we can see each other as well. You know, you can turn your cameras on, we can speak. And I want to have much more of like a group get together for the people in there. The numbers will be limited, because if you overcrowd something like that, you have too many people in it, then it just gets ridiculous. You know, you can't have everyone talking over one another. So we'd have to limit to, probably the way I see it, is 5 to 10 people, but we can trial that. But that will be something that we'll be doing as well going forward. Does everyone think that's a good idea? And who out of those of you here would want to be involved in something like that? So it'd literally be I've already got the software for it, but what it would be, the screen set up so everyone can see one another, and then you can click and speak, and we take it in turns, and we can throw ideas in. We can look at what is current, what real-time events are happening, what opportunities are there, what things we should be avoiding as well. A lot of trading is about what to avoid rather than what to focus on. So eliminating the problematic trends, the problematic pairs, is just as important, if not more important. The other thing that I was talking to a client last night, and the other thing that I've heard a lot. Yes, Ola, it is. Yeah, I don't know whether you were here right from the start. Ola just asking about Bullish University. Yeah, Bullish University is no more. The website's still there, but the arrangement that I had with my business partner, we decided to part ways, and I felt it best to just close that down altogether. I had a real battle on my hands when I started that, as most of you know, with a lot of the arseholes in the industry, to put it bluntly. But they attacked me because I was speaking up. As you can see here, binary scams on YouTube, they're still up there with the most views. and I just thought it was best to put that behind. Now the binary industry has really died a death pretty much. Jason, you're laughing at me or with me, or I don't know what, but yeah, I had a real battle on my hands about that, and I did my best to make everyone aware of it, and unfortunately, you know, it didn't go away. You know, Google and YouTube don't help. They don't hold any responsibility for the information, the slanderous information that's up there about people. So clean slate, and this time we're working together. Again, I'm a very open book when it comes to this sort of stuff, and I want to make sure that everyone within this trading community, within, for example, trading, is getting a benefit. All right. Claire, just saying, I think your efforts worked. Now very few people offering these things. Yeah, I mean, whether that was down to me or not, Claire, doesn't matter. I was getting the right message across, and I hope that people recognise that. And the people that do recognise that, hopefully they'll get on board with this, and now they understand a bit more about the fact or the need to learn how to trade and really be educated on how to do that. And that's what we want to do. There's members of mine, you know, Ola, Jason, those of you that are here today, and many of you that are still loyal to the community and what I'm doing, are very adequate traders now, you know, and that comes from learning and being determined in what you're doing with this. There is no easy way to learn this, and we will all struggle at times, and I was struggling, and it wasn't right for me to you know, transmit that to you. You know, if what I'm putting out isn't quality, then I won't put it out, and that's why I had a break. So back to the subject in hand, and what I'm going to do, as you can see, is make sure there is plenty of outlets for this information. So throughout June, okay, everything I'm offering is free. I'm not charging anything at all throughout June. Come July, then there will be a charge for the service. Of course, if you are paid members already, and you feel that there's a part of the service that you want that maybe we can negotiate, but we can talk about that nearer the time. For the time being, I'm going to be putting out education. If you don't catch the tutorials before July, they will be chargeable afterwards, okay? As will the signals. The signals for the moment will be going out on Twitter. I will be sending some other signals through the Telegram group, which I showed you just then, through the Telegram group here. So it will be through the signals channel here, but of course the signals will be following a different format. But those of you that are already members in here will get that benefit. Any of you that want to join, please private message me within Telegram or email address ben@forexampletrading.com, and we can talk about how to get you involved in this signals channel. Okay, so there will be some signals going through the Twitter feed, but the real valuable signals and the crux of it will still be going through this paid channel. Okay, and that will start up again straight away, but there'll be lots of other stuff that you can benefit from before committing to paying. All right, does that make sense to everyone? Good. Okay, has anyone got any questions for me? Has anyone got any questions for me at this stage? Anything you want to ask, I don't mind, whether it's about historic stuff going forward, entirely up to you. I hope people have, and another purpose for this webinar is so that I get some feedback on what's important for you. So another question I'm going to ask in a minute is really what you would like to see. Is there anything that I'm not covering here? We're going to have live webinars, we're going to have live broadcasts through YouTube, we're going to have an interactive signals channel, the Twitter feed, and of course the education that I'm going to start putting out as well, which will be by way of a course. Ola's saying it's all okay, so we are all okay. If Ola's okay, we're all okay. Really good to see some familiar names here as well, and I hope that when we get the interactive webinars up and running, that you all want to get involved in that, because I think it's a really important thing. Trading is a lonely place, you know, when you're doing it alone, and I did for a long time, for many years. Moving averages, yeah, that's what it. Listen, Jason just asking what the latest strategy is based on. Now, everyone goes nuts about these new strategies, latest strategies, and you see it all over YouTube that people have the best strategy. This is the best strategy. This strategy has made me, you know, 10 grand overnight, whatever it might be. Now, I'm going to give you all a wake-up call here, and I've probably said it before, but I'm going to say it again. No strategy works all the time. There isn't one that works all the time. There is no best strategy, okay? Not one of them, okay? So it comes down to what works for you, all right? But most importantly, what works in those market conditions. And those market conditions are changing all the time. So it's a bit like running a strategy in June of 2013. Yeah, let's say we take the data from June 2013 and we run a strategy. It might be on a MACD, whatever it might be, okay? And it works perfectly. It gives us 90% success rate on June 2013 markets. Yeah. Is that strategy going to work for 2018 markets in June? No. Is it going to work? It may work at some points, but the point is that you have to have a strategy for the conditions, the market conditions you are looking at that time. Now, the strategy I'm using at the moment seems to be working for me. It seems to be, maybe it's because I changed things up a bit and I wasn't relying on the strategy that I was using, which was primarily support and resistance, pretty basic. But it did work for me for a long time, and it worked specifically well with binary. You know, that support resistance, that simplicity works very well with binary, and in the early stages I did do very well from that, but you know, it runs its course. So my point is that no strategy works all the time, and every strategy works some of the time. Does that make sense? So even guessing, if I went in and I picked a currency pair at random and I picked a time frame at random and I just clicked buy without even looking at the charts, there's still a chance that strategy will work. It's still a strategy. Does that make sense to everyone? So can I just get a response on that as well, that does make sense to everyone? It's very simple. Yeah, no strategy works all the time, and every strategy works some of the time. Okay, so we have to have options available, and this is why collectively we can get together, hopefully in these interactive webinars, and we can talk about this. You know, Andy might be using the MACD on a USD JPY on a particular day in particular market conditions. That's working very well for you. Bring that to the table. Jason, you might be looking at using a stochastic RSI type strategy. Someone else looking at Fibonacci retracements and extensions. All right, we bring all of this to the table. We have regular get-togethers where we look at what is working and, more importantly, what isn't. All right, and we can eliminate those things. So that will mean that we should all be, you know, if someone's having a bad day with the strategy they've been using for a few days, which have been working very well, then we can say, well, actually, well, this one's working. Let's change it to that, and we can bring all that information together and start benefiting from each other. As I say, trading is a lonely place when you're doing it on your own. It's hard to know what you're doing wrong, if anything. In fact, you're not usually doing anything wrong. It's usually just the markets have changed to a point where you need to change what you're doing or just step away and have a break. Okay, so that's what this is all about. It's about us all bringing value to this community. Make sense to everyone? Hopefully so. Good. Okay. Right, well, look, there's not a lot more to cover. I will, as of next week, I'm going to start putting out tutorials, all right, and they'll start from very basic, you know, understanding how to set up your MT4, how to set up Trading View, all of those things that I do, or, you know, second nature to me and are already there and I've been doing for years. I'm just going to be putting it step by step. So those of you that have already got that knowledge, it's up to you whether you look at it, but they will be by way of a broadcast into the YouTube channels. Okay, so there will be YouTube broadcasts, but of course I will be posting them into the Telegram channel. They'll go through on Twitter, they'll come out on Facebook, and I'm also going to start, I think I'm going to try and start doing visual signals through Instagram as well, and just to see whether that creates some attention also. All right, let's have a look what else we've got. And the tool, so I'll still be using the old faithful investing.com Forex Factory, All right, so those tools will remain, and of course other sources of information. But I will start doing the broadcast into YouTube, or the tutorials into YouTube, and they're going to start next week. Okay, so you will all get notifications about that. In the meantime, if anyone is interested in getting involved in the Signals channel, all right, if you sign up now, or you want to sign up now and make sure you're secure in a place going forward, then you can do so. You just have to contact me, ben@forexample.com, forexampletrading.com. Right there. Okay, everyone got that? That's my email address. And yeah, listen, you know, I think in the past the emphasis was very much on you know, I think we were looking far more at sort of you know, getting more people into the community and building it. I'm not so focused on that anymore. I just want to make sure the value is there, and I think the rest will come quite naturally. So you know, I'm doing this all on my own now. Everything that you see here is done by me. I've literally used no one else. I've been pretty busy setting things up, just making sure that we've got the right structures in place. Does the how I'm sending the signals, does that work for everyone, by the way? Is that a good system? I really like it. I think it's very user friendly. I'm absolutely gutted that I exited this trade. Let's have a look on a 5-minute. Yeah, look, it's almost following exactly that line there. So good trade. You know, and you get one of these. You get one of these a day. You're going to be doing very well. This one would be well over £100 in profit by now, and it should reach its take profit level. It might stop up about there, but anyone that followed this signal should be doing pretty well out of it. Okay, so tutorials will start as of Monday. They're probably going to be in the region of 30 minutes long per episode. All right, and they're going to follow on from one another, but I'll start transmitting them, and if I can put 2 out a day, then I'll put 2 out a day. I'm not going to run them live. I will record them and then put them out, but I will be doing some live broadcasts as well, so you can see the sort of analysis I'm going through. Jason, in terms of the strategy here, it is based on moving averages. I'm not going to give you the settings at the moment. That should come as we're going forward. All right, but it is working very well from what I can see so far, and I've done quite a lot of testing on it, and it certainly seems to be the most reliable for these signals. You know, it gives people plenty of time to react to them and change them if they need to, and even if you're coming in a bit late, you can still pick this up now. It might get caught up around this level, which you can see here, but it should break on through this and carry on going. If we look at this on a daily chart, you'll see that it's certainly in a position where I think it's going to be sitting up above this level. You can see how it gets caught up here, so it could turn around, but it's a pretty simple strategy that I'm following here, and there's some very clear rules on it which I've set myself, and it seems to be working very well. So the signals will be based on that, but as I said, you do need different options. You do need different strategies. So just relying on this would be silly. You know, you've got to be checking it against other things as well, which I do. All right, and then getting involved in other things as well as we go forward. You know, the potential to get involved in trading cryptos, which hasn't gone too well for me of late. I did make quite a lot of money last year, and I think a lot of people have lost a lot of money as well. To me, the Forex is more reliable, and I know more about it. You know, I can have more. I feel I have more control over this than just absolutely panicking when I'm looking at whatever Bitcoin's doing. So, but as time goes forward, I'm sure that's a door that we can open again as well. So what I'm going to do now, just open the webinar to any questions anyone's got. Does anyone want to ask me anything at all? I would welcome the feedback as well. So is there anything that springs to mind that you think, well, I'd love to see this in the trading community. I'd love it if that was available. Someone mentioned the copy trade service, and that is essentially what I'm putting out here. It's not exactly a copy trade service, but it could certainly be adapted. So that may be an option going forward. But has anyone got any questions regarding what this is, what it offers, and anything that people feel they might want to see? If there isn't, just say no, you know, and I can finish the webinar up. I left 20 minutes. Are you right? Okay, so are you talking about setting stop loss and profit take levels, Jason? Is that what you mean? Right, okay. Well, quite simply, I'll talk you through this then. Jason just mentioned there explaining risk and reward, and I'll do that in the tutorial. So these things I will cover as we go forward. At this stage, it's to introduce what we're doing. There's still a lot of stuff that that will be coming out to you guys prior to. Yeah, yeah, I do, Jason. But you're talking about how to determine that. Is that what you mean? You're talking about instructing people how to determine how to set a stop loss and take profit, sensible stop loss and take profit. Is that what you mean? I will cover all that in the tutorials anyway, but I think that's what you're saying, is it? Not sure. Not sure if that's what you mean, Jason, but quite simply with this one, for example, I'd break it down to a. Yeah. Absolutely right, Jason. Yeah, it should be at least 3 to 1. I get that. And also, and I will cover that. So as the tutorials start coming out, there'll be a tutorial on that specific subject on risk and reward, all right, and trader psychology. But you're absolutely right. Yeah. I mean, for this, what I've tended to do is I said it, if it starts, I set the stop loss quite generously, and if it starts moving into the money, I make sure that I push it to a break-even point immediately. All right, so it can't lose. So you can see I'll move this straight away to here, so it can't drop out, it can't drop into loss. But then what I would do is set a trailing stop loss on this as it's rising, and then I'd probably check on it. I'll keep checking on it till it gets to about here. But you just make sure that you're pushing the stop loss up with your trade. And if you do that, you should be securing the profit every step of the way. You might get times where it drops back and pulls the trade out and then carries on going, but at least you've then secured profit. And that's just setting a trading stop loss is a very simple way to make sure you're securing your profit as you go along. All right, that's a mistake a lot of people make. So if it's fluctuating too much, they set the stop loss too generously, leave it there, and of course it goes up and it comes back before it hits the take profit level. If you set the take profit level too high, it comes back and goes into your stop loss, and you're in loss then. So it's just a case of managing that trade while it's active, you know. But again, there'll be tutorials on that also. But yeah, setting a trailing stop loss, as long as you've got the direction right, you set a trailing stop loss, you should be securing profit all the way. All right, does that make sense? Yeah, the other thing, just a quick tip as well, if we're going to have a look at this Australian New Zealand dollar, for example, all right, I'm just going to get rid of these here because you know what these are now. The colors that I will set these in, so you know, because I'm not going to carry on putting stop loss, entry point and so on these, but the entry level point here will be in blue. Can everyone see this okay? Is this visible to everyone? Yeah, can everyone see these lines? I mean, is this clear on your screen? Because it's the other thing I want to make sure is that this is very visible to everyone. Yeah, okay, we had a problem with that before. So as long as this, and I try and keep it as clean as possible so there's no confusion. I don't fill it with lots of different indicators and so on. I keep it as clear as possible, and that is for the purpose of for the purpose of the signals, really. I want to make sure that all of you can see it. So the entry level here will be in this light blue, stop loss in red, and then take profit level in green, and there will be arrows indicating where I see the directional movement going. Jeremy, nice of you to join us. Have you just come in, Jeremy? Have you just arrived? Yeah, all right, well, welcome. It will be recorded, so it will go on to YouTube, and I'll make sure I post it into the Telegram group for any of you that have missed it. Just trying to think if there's anything else that I need to cover. If any of you need brokers, all right, do talk to me. I haven't got a relationship as such with any brokers, you know, affiliation with any brokers as it stands at the moment. I'm working with Pepperstone. I'm talking to them about setting something up. So you're forgiven, Jeremy, you're forgiven. About setting something up with them, and I'd really like to get them on board. As far as I can see, they're one of the best out there. I'm using them and IC Markets, but if you do want to set up an account, you do need a broker. I'll have a look, Jason. I'm sure there will be. I can't work with them though. You know, there's no way for me to benefit as such, but I will have a look and make sure that there's some that. Where are you in the US, Jason? You're not in the US, are you? Oh, my apologies. I don't know why I had in my mind that you were UK based. Anyway, I will have a look. Yeah, because that'd be good if we could get some reliable US brokers on board at the moment. But I'm going to try and get 3. There's 2 that I know are excellent, and I'm working with them to get something set up so that we can have links and buttons and so on through the website. But if you are looking for a broker, then please do talk to me. Again, you can contact me directly, Ben, at forexampletrading.com, or via any of the social media outlets, Facebook, Twitter, or even YouTube, or even LinkedIn. I've got my LinkedIn profile set up here as well. So there's plenty of ways to contact me. But the best way, really, this is where I've got access to this the whole time, is just to join the free chat arena right here, which I think I've sent the link out. And I'll pick up the messages here wherever I am. Okay, any other questions for me at this stage? Anything else anyone wants to ask? No? Good. All right, well, we will still be running regular broadcasts. I'll probably focus on sending live. The live broadcast will be through YouTube for the minute. Obviously, I'll be very active in the chat arena there in Telegram, but keep an eye out for signals through Twitter. There'll be notifications on the Facebook page, Instagram as well. But we're going to be focused mainly Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and Telegram will be the main outlets. And then what I'm hoping to do at some point next week is get us together for an interactive webinar. So I'm going to invite. I'll probably start with 5 people. So if anyone wants to, is there anyone here that knows they would want to be involved in that? If so, I can try and time it so that those of you that are here that want to be involved, as you bothered to turn up today, that can get a place there. Anyone want to be involved in that? That will basically be a webinar like this, but all of us will be visible. Okay, so we can all have an input and to and fro ideas, so to speak. July. Okay. So up until that point, Jeremy, if you want to get involved now, so if you want to get involved in the Signals channel, then contact me. Just private message me on Telegram or email me, and I can arrange a call back. The best thing is through Telegram, because then I can just call you directly through there. It's really easy. We keep it all in there. So Jeremy, yeah, like, it'd be good to speak to you anyway, and we can do that. Jason, what do you mean by that? Okay, Ollie, you know how to contact me, so yeah, I can give you a way to get involved in that ahead of the official launch, which will be July. So listen, the elements are already set up. The Signals group, the chat arena was already set up. There was things I had to do with regards to Bullish to sort of get closure on that and end that. So now in a position where we can move forward with this. So in terms of the Signal service, that's already there. What I want to do is incorporate the tutorials, the education, and so on. I'm going to be working on delivering that throughout June, and that means that it will be ready for the launch in July. So it will still be available if you're available to watch it, but come July it will not be available anymore, and then you will have to pay for that subscription. Okay, but those of you that are already on board won't have to. You can just talk to me and we can get that set up for you. Jason, when you say is it for new traders, what do you mean? Are you talking about this specifically, this webinar? It it's not just for new traders, you know. Are you talking about the tutorials? No, it's for everyone. It's for everyone. And those of you that are more capable traders will be helping the new ones along, because you'll be in there trading, you'll have better knowledge, and it's about bringing everyone up to the same level constantly. So I'll make sure they go through a process of education before they get into that group, so they're not going to be detrimental to the group. They know what they're doing. But then those of you that are more advanced should be helping one another. You know, that's what it's all about. It's a community, collaborative trading. And I do believe that's the way forward. I really do. The problem with these trading groups historically has been that they're open to abuse. You know, there's people in there trying to market products, scam products, auto traders, things like that. They haven't been genuine groups. They've been a way to get people into one point to be able to market to them, and that's not what this is about. You know, I'll do the marketing prior to that, and then you're in a group where you know that isn't going to happen. You know, you're with like-minded people that are all adequate traders, or certainly aspiring to be that, and you can help each other along. All right, does that make sense, Jason? Good. And Jeremy, just drop me a message on Telegram and I can go through it with you. I'll be honest, I'm not entirely decided yet. Jeremy just asking for the prices for the different subscriptions. I'm not entirely sure at this stage. I want to be adding as much value, and that's just what I've been working on. You know, I'll work out what I need to charge to make sure that I can continue it at that point. But Jeremy, if you drop me a message on Telegram, and we can have a call and go through it. Any other questions from anyone else here today? If you think of anything that doesn't spring to mind right away, then you know how to contact me. You can drop me an email at any point. And yeah, as of next week, we'll be having broadcasts, and I will talk more about this interactive webinar. Anyone that wants to be involved with that, then do email me and tell me, because it's going to be limited to 5 people. But it'd be great if we could get people that are eager to, you know, have some input. I would look, Jeremy. I want it to be a two-way thing. You know, I've always been like that. The best business relationships, in my experience, have been two-way. So, you know, I'll put as much as I can in to make this service, the products and services, valuable to you. And in turn, we just have to come to some arrangement so that you know, so that I'm charging a price that's fair to you as well. But it's, you know, it's not so expensive that you're not. That it's worthwhile to you. So we want to come to that a fair arrangement there. So there will be different price points, but I've yet to decide that at this stage. Let's just make sure that the quality is there and you all understand how it's going to work, and I'm getting feedback from you, so I know what I'm providing is going to work for you guys as well. All right, well, look, good to see you all again, so to speak, virtually. It's good. I hope it's good for you to see me again, but I'll make sure that as of next week, we've got regular broadcasts going out, tutorials, and I'm very excited to be back. You know, I've had a break, and I've missed it in a way, but I was just getting, I've got to be honest, I was getting a bit tired of it all, and I needed to step away and just assess what was needed going forward, and that's what I've done, and I'm fairly confident with what we've put together so far. So hopefully we can continue to improve that. So have a good weekend, everyone. Any questions, email ben@forexampletrading.com, and do subscribe to all the social media outlets and make sure you don't miss anything. Have a good weekend. Take care, all of you.